Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you for allowing me to present our paper with the title Spatial Temporal Variation of Drought Characteristic based on Standardized Precipitation Index in Central Java over 1990 to 2010. As the introduction, drought is one of the most common natural disasters frequently occur in Indonesia, with a significant negative impact for agriculture production, water resources, socio-economic, and ecosystem. And Central Java is one of the provinces that frequently experience with drought event. In Central Java, drought event affect to decreasing the harvest area of rice in 1997 and 2003 comparing to previous years, and then production of rice also declined as affected by drought event in Central Java. Index are commonly used to quantify and to understand drought characteristics as duration, severity, intensity, and spatial extent of drought. And SPI is one of the most widely used for drought evaluation and drought monitoring, including in Indonesia. SPI is frequently used to characterize the drought event, and a proper understanding of spatial temporal characteristics of drought is critical for water resource planning and management. And the goal of this study was to investigate the drought characteristic, duration, severity, intensity for period 1990 to 2010 in Central Java. And this is the study area and data for the study. And Central Java has 1,500 to 3,500 millimeter of annual rainfall with monsoonal rainfall pattern. And Central Java is second largest rice field in Indonesia. It's that why it's important to investigate the characteristic of drought in Central Java. For the data that I use for the study is observe the rainfall over Central Java in 1990 to 2010. Also, I use TRIP to fill the blank data, observed data. For the methodology, first is calculating the standardized precipitation index. The SPI is an index based on the probability distribution of long-term rainfall series. In calculating SPI, rainfall data were fitted to incomplete gamma probability function and as a node as PDF, and PDF is integrated to cumulative distribution function or CDF, and that known as a GX. Then the CDF is transformed into the standard normal distribution with mean is 0 and variance is 1. The transformation process is illustrated by this picture. So that Mackie classify SPI into 7 classes as shown in this table. And second methodology is drought identification using run theory. By this graph, we can get that the duration of drought is the drought duration between drought initiation and drought termination. And drought severity is a cumulative of deficiency of drought parameter below the critical level or sum of deficit or negative value that's smaller than -1. And drought intensity is calculated by ratio drought severity and duration. And this is the result, and this picture is temporal variation of drought in Central Java. We calculate time scale of SPI. In this picture, we can see as time scale of SPI increase, the duration and severity of drought is also increased. This is the summary of drought characteristic, where the current event of a drought occurred from 1990 to 2010 is 16 to 20 times, and the maximum drought duration is 4, and the maximum drought severity is 7, and the maximum drought intensity is 2. And this is the spatial distribution of SPI. We try to display the 3 sample of SPI as the sample year from El Nino, normal, and La Nina years. It shows that the most extreme drought occur in El Nino years. It shows the red color in this picture. And this is the spatial characteristic of drought in Central Java. The minimum drought event is 13 times, and the maximum drought event is 19 times for period 1990 to 2010, and the maximum duration of drought is 4 and the minimum is 2. And for the severity drought, the maximum value is 6 and the minimum is 4. For intensity, the minimum value is 1.38 and the maximum value is 2. And this is the probability based on SPI for moderate drought, severe drought, and extreme drought. The highest probability is happening in El Nino years, as the increase the drought level, probability is become lower. And for the conclusion, the most extreme of drought occur in El Nino year for July to September, and the result of drought characteristic in Central Java for period 1990 to 2010 show that the maximum drought event is 19 times, with the maximum duration is 4 months, and the maximum drought severity is 6.06, and the maximum intensity of drought is 2.02. Drought probability in El Nino years is reached 100% on a coast for moderate drought, severe, and extreme drought. In normal year, drought probabilities vary from 0 to 70% for moderate drought, 0 to 50% for severe drought, and 0 to 40% for extreme drought. And This study is expected to provide useful information on drought risk for decision makers to establish drought management strategy. It's all. Thank you.